Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into something I know a lot of you are thinking about. How do you take that brilliant app idea that's been buzzing around in your head and actually turn it into a real working application with AI? But, and this is the important part, how do you do it without all the chaos and frustration that usually comes with it? Let's get into it. So you've got it right, that one killer concept for an app. The one you just know could be a total game changer if only you could get it out of your head and into the world. You are definitely not alone. And that ambition, that creative spark, that's the most important first step. But then reality hits. You fire up your favorite AI coding assistant, you try to explain your vision, that vibe coding, and you just cross your fingers and hope for the best. And what usually happens? That initial wave of excitement crashes into a tangled, unpredictable mess of code. And this brings us right to the heart of the matter, the Vibe Coding Challenge. It's that classic roadblock where these incredibly powerful AI tools, because they don't have enough structure, end up leaving you with a pile of buggy, confusing code that's just, it's a mess. But what if there was a way to bring some order to that creative chaos? The whole philosophy we're looking at today isn't about getting rid of AI. No, it's about guiding it. It's about giving it a professional, structured process to follow so it can actually build what you're imagining. And this is where the Promptables suite comes in. The best way to think about it is like hiring a dedicated project manager, an architect, and a designer for your AI coder. It's a set of specialized tools designed to bring a clear, professional workflow to your project from day one. So this workflow breaks the whole journey down into 4 really logical stages. First, you plan your vision with an AI team. Then, and only then, does the AI assistant start to code the first draft. After that, you inspect the work with automated quality control. And finally, you fix any issues that pop up. See, it turns a messy, chaotic sprint into a clear, step-by-step path. Okay, let's start with what is, without a doubt, the most critical phase, planning. This is where you build that rock-solid foundation by putting together an expert AI team to map out your entire project before a single line of code gets written. Now, here's what's so cool. You need to stop thinking of these as just pieces of software. Instead, think of them as your project's co-founders. You've got Spark, the visionary, you've got Canvas, the designer, and you've got Blueprint, the architect. Each one has a very specific job and delivers a critical piece of the puzzle. And it all kicks off with Spark. You just give it your basic app idea, and it acts like a project consultant. It starts this little conversation with you, asking smart questions to really flesh out your vision, who your audience is, what the core features are, and out of that conversation, it creates one single, incredibly detailed master prompt. That master prompt from Spark, that becomes the food for your designer and architect. Canvas takes it and generates all your design rules, the colors, fonts, layouts. At the same time, Blueprint uses it to create your essential project plans. And the best part? It all gets saved in a GitHub repository, creating a source of truth that keeps your AI coder from wandering off and doing its own thing. All right, so you've got this amazing plan sitting in GitHub, and your AI coder has just built the first version of your app. Awesome! But now comes the part that everybody hates, manually checking everything. So how does this workflow help automate that super tedious inspection process? Well, this is a job for Promptables Lens. It's a specialized AI agent that acts as your own personal automated quality inspector. You just give it the GitHub link where your code is, and it does all the work that used to take hours of painstaking manual clicking and checking. And Lens is not just looking for, simple typos or something. It's doing a really comprehensive check across the whole front end. It's looking for visual and layout problems, for broken buttons and links, and even for content and user experience issues like missing accessibility features. It's pretty thorough. Now, this is the real magic right here. Lens doesn't just dump a list of problems on you and say, good luck. No way. It gives you a super clear, actionable checklist of every single issue it found, and this is crucial, it also gives you the exact pre-written prompts you need to fix them. You literally just copy, paste them back to your AI coders, and get everything fixed fast. Okay, but let's be real. Even with a fantastic plan and an AI inspector, you're sometimes going to hit a wall, right? Maybe a really stubborn bug or an instruction that your AI coder just isn't getting. For those moments, you've got some specialized tools in your back pocket. So this brings up those classic what-if questions. What do you do if your AI coder just doesn't seem to understand what you're asking it to fix? Or what if you've got this one annoying bug that just won't go away and you're not even sure how to describe the solution? That's when you need to call in the specialists. And that help comes in two flavors. You use Promptables.pro when the issue is communication. Your AI just isn't getting your request. Flow actually helps you rewrite your prompt so it's perfectly clear. And you use Promptables Patch when the problem is technical. You've got a specific bug. Patch dives into the code, investigates what's wrong, and writes a detailed prompt to get it squashed. So let's just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. Why is this whole structured, tool-assisted workflow so much better than just, vibe coding and hoping for the best? What are the real benefits? This chart really tells the whole story, doesn't it? When you use a process like this, the amount of rework and pure confusion just plummets. Because the AI has clear instructions from the very beginning, the final code quality is way, way higher. And because you're not wasting time and energy on endless trial and error, you end up using far fewer of those expensive AI credits. So to wrap it all up, the payoff is huge. You cut down on rework because your plans are crystal clear from the start. You get much higher quality code because your AI inspector catches bugs you might have missed. The whole thing just streamlines your workflow, makes it easier to communicate your ideas to the AI, and yeah, it saves you time and money. It really empowers anyone, even non-technical founders, to build something amazing. And that really brings us to the final question. When the path from your idea to a real, live application is no longer a chaotic mess, but a clear, structured, and supported journey, what will you build? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.